What's up, foodies? Today we are going to do a cheap day in Athens. So Athens is already a pretty cost-effective place to visit. Accommodation is relatively cheap, even in the most popular areas. And we've never had any issue with any of the places we have chosen, and we have stayed in Athens a bunch. But we thought it would be fun to try to do the cheapest day possible, while still seeing a good deal of the city, and of course, eating some amazing food. Note that cheap does mean there will be a good deal of walking on our itinerary, and it is designed to follow a path that doesn't backtrack a lot. And you're gonna have to start the day pretty early. All the places we're visiting today will be in the description below. So let's get started. Depending on where you start your journey, you could try either of these pie places for breakfast. We usually get a hotel in Monastiraki, so usually we start our day at Monastiraki. But since our first stop today will be at Mount Lycabettus, if you're staying a little further east and don't want to backtrack, then Harry's Kitchen is an excellent option. Both have been quality tested, of course. Note that at the time of making this, Harry's Kitchen is not open on Sundays, and we did this trip on a Sunday. Monastiraki is open all days at 7 a.m., but they don't start serving pies until after 8. Now with a full belly, we start our trek to Mount Lycabettus. Now we did this with a stroller, so you could absolutely do this. We also learned after trekking along the dirt paths and lifting our stroller over log bridges that there was also a nice, smooth road that we could have gone up as well. You live and you learn. But to be fair, we have done this hike a few times before without a baby, so we have never had a reason to look up an alternate way up. Hiking to the top with a stroller, also very possible, although not super practical. Probably won't do that one again. Now that we're at the top, taking some beautiful views of the city and the Acropolis before moving on to our next stop. Maybe grab some water on the way down, as you'll probably need it. You can grab some water and take a little rest in the shade and also enjoy that beautiful view. And on the way down, we did grab some water. I think it's $1 or €1.50. It's great. Grab it. You're going to need it. Next, we headed to Syntagma Square to watch the changing of the guard. This happens every hour on the hour. The day we went happened to be a Sunday, which means that we actually got to see the big changing of the guard, which there is a kind of a parade in front of the Hellenic Parliament. Now, if you do happen to be doing this on a Sunday, then you do get this added bonus. But this also means, unfortunately, Harry's Kitchen and our suggested lunch spot will be closed. Unfortunately, we didn't plan this out very well, and our lunch ended up being on the fly and was just okay, so I'm just not going to mention it. If you're doing this any other day, head over to Souvlaki Kostas for a savory gyro wrap. They've been around for a very long time. They got amazing wraps. Make sure you give them a try. Now that we're refueled, it's time to head off and enjoy the National Gardens, which are just behind the Parliament buildings. Also, don't forget to take some pictures of the fountain in Syntagma Square before you leave this area. The gardens are free and quite expensive. There's a lot to explore in here. Check out the turtles or the small zoo of farm animals, or just take in the park and forget you're in a huge city. Now that we've seen all the turtles and all the animals, let's maneuver our way through the park and head southeast towards the Panathenaic Stadium. Now you may want to map this because it's easy to get lost and turn around in the park. Entrance to the Panathenaic Stadium is €10, which is not a bad price if you want to take a look inside. And if you do decide to go in, make sure you take a lap around the track and get your picture taken on top of the podium. But today on our cheap walk through Athens, we are just going to take pictures outside and head off to our next stop. We're going to head over to the temple of Olympian Zeus next. Again, you can go inside if you want, but we are just doing a walk by today. If you do want to go in, this stop is just €4. This temple is also included in the big ticket you can buy that includes things like the Acropolis and the Agora for €30 that lasts a couple of days. So if you bought that ticket or were planning to, then definitely pop in as it is included. All this walking should probably have you wanting a little refreshing sweet treat. Head towards Hadrian's Arch and then over to Fresko Yogurt Bar. Fresko Yogurt Bar is a great place to get some yogurt. They have different kinds. They have low fat, full fat, and they have different toppings you can put on, like spoon sweets, different types of honey. It's really good, really refreshing, and I definitely recommend it. And if I recall, they were about €3.50, €4, so not too expensive and really tasty. From here, you can take a different view of the Acropolis and explore Plaka. Window shopping only for us to save money, but this area's winding streets are more than enough to entertain you. And who doesn't love to window shop? As you're winding through the streets, make sure you check out the very small neighborhood of Anafiotika, which is tucked away at the base of the Acropolis. These winding, narrow, picturesque streets are definitely a sight to see, and you feel like you've been transported to one of the islands. Just remember to be respectful, as these are still people's homes. And then head back down to Monastiraki Square, passing by Hadrian's library. If you worked up a bit of an appetite and are ready for some dinner, Athens is a great option for a gyro or Souvlaki plate and wraps. When I was at Athens, I had their signature dish, yarlou, which is pita bread, yogurt, a red sauce, and skewers of meat, ground meat. Really delicious, really flavorful. I did like it. So if you do go there, try them out. When we went, it was about €3 for the wrap and about 11 to 12 euros for the full-size dinner. If you're looking for a more full and hearty dinner, Then I'm not sure if I'm saying this right, Efcharis Restaurant is also great, with dishes like moussaka, briam, or my personal favorite, jiganis, large butter beans and tomato sauce. It's delicious. Make sure you give it a try. These dishes range from 8 to 12 euros. You can get more expensive platters, but if the amount of food is enough to feed a few people, so when you break them out, they're also very cost effective. If you want a bonus round, you can walk along the ancient Agora and head to Filopappou Hill to watch the sunset. This can be done either before or after dinner, depending on what time you arrive in the area from your trek, and of course on how hungry you are. On this particular day, we had a bit of a moody baby, so we decided to skip the extra trek. During the day, it's quite the view spot and a popular spot to watch the sunset. After all the hiking you've done today, this piece would be a breeze and might even earn you a little late night dessert. And there you have it, a cheap walk through Athens with some great food and great sights. I also have a lot more videos of Athens and Greece. You can get the links to those in the description below. If you like this video, give a thumbs up, a subscribe down below, and until next time, foodie